Welcome to the NC Spin After Spin. Additional comments from our panelists just available on our website. John Hood, what do you wish you had said on last week's show, but you didn't?
We spent a fair amount of the program talking about the crossover deadline in the North Carolina General Assembly and which bills made crossover, passing one chamber to be alive, to be considered in the other chamber or not. And we mentioned redistricting bills having not gotten over crossover, but it's important to remember that many of those bills are not subject to crossover. They've got a constitutional amendment, for example. That's always going to be a live bill. Also, you can make lots of bills eligible past crossover by putting some kind of change in a fee or something in it. What's actually going on there is not the legislature yet refusing to do a redistricting bill this year. It's that they're waiting on the U.S. Supreme Court decision primarily. I still think I'm cautiously optimistic that redistricting reform will happen this year. I think it is quite likely to pass the House. The question is the Senate. And again, bills that don't have that have constitutional amendments in them, remember it's a legislative action only. The governor can't veto a constitutional amendment.
So let's play this out for a second. Assuming the House passes a redistricting proposal reform, the Senate refuses to do so. If for some chance in 2020, the Democrats take control of the legislature again, are we going to go through this same dance all over? I mean, whoever's in power doesn't want to have any kind of controls over redistricting.
Well, Tom, anything that happens in that scenario, imagine the Republicans refuse to do anything, but there's a change in one or both party compositions after the 2020 election. They come back in December, but they'd only be able to do statutory changes, and the new legislature could do something different. So the issue of a constitutional amendment, one of the attractions for me, although it is more challenging to make it happen, but the attraction is you put it into the Constitution. A subsequent legislature can't take it out, can't rewrite it.
Right.
And so I think that the significant changes couldn't happen in the scenario you describe, at least not something that a subsequent legislature couldn't redo.
Again, it's assuming it's a constitutional amendment, which is probably the safest way to do it.
There are pros and cons to different models. I'm inclined to think that at least when we're talking about the criteria for drawing maps, which in my opinion is 80% of the story, that needs to go in the Constitution very explicitly so any future legislature can't monkey around with it.
Well, thanks for watching the After Spin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.